Hey everyone, good morning. I'll be starting in just a second.
One. I vaguely remember that guy.
I don't at
Right.
all. Who's Steinrich?
He was
Captain.
a dwarf runekeeper who was here for one
Oh,
session.
RK?
Yep. He wandered around with us in the Shire when we were helping Zara do some deeds there one day on a casual Saturday. We didn't have anything better to do.
Let's see.
It's fun.
Like people sometimes recruits, you know how it is in MMOs. They like the idea of us, but they can't actually commit the time on a weekly
And
basis.
then they face the reality and go, "Oh my God!"
No, it's like a lot of things in life. I think they like the idea more than the reality of it. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's probably a 5-to-1 ratio. You know, every 5 you recruit, you get one that's stays around and is a keeper.
Oh.
Yep.
Like
Like-
me.
Yeah, that seems
That's
about right.
fine. Like, you don't know how it's going to be till you...
Yep.
Yeah.
It's, like, not even just the idea, but like the pace we do and the, just who we are as people. Sometimes you just don't mesh.
Yeah.
Who could see who we are as people and want to leave?
I mean, and then there's
Huh?
Galt, so
No
we
kidding.
have to,
I don't
we have to deal with
know.
that, so...
Right.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He's obviously hasn't had his coffee. Are we going to Aylworth?
We're going to Entwash Vale.
Okay, so the horse that's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you can go
Yes.
there, or if you're in Aylworth is fine too.
No, I'm at the horse in the middle of nowhere.
Come find me. I'm
at the
killing
camp.
things.
I'm at the fisherman's camp.
So I wonder if a higher quality composite splitter would help the quality. I just said quality twice in a sentence. Huh? Was that a room?
Yeah, it's...
That was a
I
quality.
think you should just drop some cash on a good mic, yo.
Yeah, it sounds like either the mic is just bad or some of your settings are wrong. I don't think it has anything to do with the cable. Because
I played with the settings for a long time. The only other
Just
thing
get a
I can
good
do is amplify it, and then it sounds weird and distorted. I could put I
Just
could
get a
do
good mic.
bass decibel boost, but that doesn't work. Really.
Listen to the wife. Get a good mic.
Okay.
Who's Mike?
Yeah.
Guy down the road.
You've
Got
got
a
a guy
handyman
on
named Mike.
Yes, actually.
So let's see. Talk to Horn in Aylworth or find your way into Fangorn.
Okay.
You know, my mom says
What-
you should always listen to the wife.
Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say.
I know.
Make your wife happy. Get a
Yeah.
new mic.
So where should I go? Should I stay at the fishing camp with Angolan, or should we go to Aoworth?
Come to the Entwash Vale and kill things.
Let's go to the fishing camp, because I think we
Okay,
have
I'm
things
lost.
to do in Fangorn.
Where's that?
It's basically west of the horse in the middle of nowhere, right?
Where are you right now?
I'm coming up on a tower, which I think is the horse in the middle of nowhere.
Or you could group us up.
I
and
went to
then-
the horse in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I'm at the horse in the middle of nowhere, and I go
Okay.
west.
And let me invite people, and then it'll be easier. And do I have a volunteer to be odd person out, since we do have 7 this week? One person who can follow
yeah,
my
well-
son. And thank you, sir. Instead of following the green dots. Maybe we'll switch it up halfway so you don't have to do it the whole session. Ninth. Thank you.
Who's that? Alright, I'm following you, ninth. Don't get me lost, please.
Alright, I'll try not to get you lost. Where are we heading?
I have no idea.
So, the Fisher camp.
I'm going to the fisherman camp.
We're
I think
finding
before my
Boz.
days are done,
He's lost.
I want to be a fisherman.
It's Primus.
When I grow up, I want to be, yep, one of the harvesters of the sea. Yep. Primus sucks.
I'm not sure where the fisherman camp is, but there's more people here now, so that's good.
I think
That's
I
my
brought
favorite
a
song
friend.
to fish to
Oh, I love
in
Friends.
Stardew Valley. It's John the Fisherman.
He does, too.
Let's see, we got people all over this map. So we got people to the northeast
We've got
of me.
us together.
Yep, if you're to the northeast of Boz, you need to come southwest toward the fisherman camp. And I'm going to ride
How
back.
do I know if I'm
toward you
northeast of
guys.
Boz? I don't know where I am!
I was trying to find you specifically.
Follow
So I'm coming
Ninth.
back to you.
Yeah, I've been doing that.
Well, Ninth can't see me on radar, so that's because
Oh.
he
Oh, that's
volunteered to be
right,
the
so-
odd person out. Here I am.
Oh, there's Boz.
Follow. Follow Boz. Follow.
And I think I'm caught up quest-wise, I'm not sure, though.
We are on Into Fangorn and Book 9, Chapter 4, The Stone of Wergenda.
I'm on Book 9, Chapter 4. I don't have Into Fangorn.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to kick Angolan briefly to check quest log and invite Ninth.
Oh, this guy at the door, though, he has Into Fangorn.
Oh, good. Well, there we go then. Alright, kicking you again. No, not Angaloon. Angolan. I can type. Okay. So, let's see. 2 weeks ago, it says... I don't know the quest text anymore, so I'll read what's in the log. Into Fangorn. Find your way into Fangorn and search for signs of life. The entrance to Fangorn can be found by following the edge of the trees and into a small clearing, where a light path can still be seen trailing into the forest. You should find a way into Fangorn and see what can be seen there. Okay? We found this fisherman's camp, and that's basically what they asked us to do. They were like, you went in there? You're braver than we are. Go tell us what's up.
This guy.
And I think visually it's extremely difficult to navigate war steeds in here, so once we hit Fangorn's edge, we're going to go on foot right after we kill this
just give
Vale
me
Scout.
Thank you.
1 minute here.
I'll stay back with Ninth.
Nice crit.
So we can find you again.
Yeah, I'm waiting right at the entrance. Yeah, I think Guardian is like the only class that gets its damage buffed by mounted combat, except that I lose all AoE. I have literally nothing that targets more than a single target at a time. And
That's crap.
yeah,
Except for your-
I don't
taunt is
either.
strong. Yeah, but it's right. Yeah, that's weird too.
Except for your
Huh?
bowl over, whatever it's called, where you can knock everybody back.
That's on a heavy steed. I ride a light steed.
Well, I mean, that's your problem.
It is. It is my problem. That is a self-created problem.
So
Oh,
Galt
did I lose
could
you
use a
guys?
few more level 85 allies, and I know Zara needs a whole bunch more. She's got open slots.
Okay.
I can craft a
Doesn't
couple.
have any level 85.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and we can have Zyamar and Sophie craft you some
Yep.
some third age bows as well, and some third age weapons that you can work on. We'll take care of that. I'll make a little list because we got to work on Kate's first ager this week, so we'll be doing some crafting. Thank you for
Don, the
letting me know.
level 85s is nice to have, but finish leveling the ones you have. Because the 85s will give you the 95 legacies. We won't be using those for a very long time.
Yeah, we got we got a lot of Rohan. We've got all of Wildermore, which is still the 85 cap. Some instance running still to do. We might be lucky enough to get a raid to do Fires of Smaug and Erebor and those kind of things, maybe. And then
There's
we
3
have
raids,
the whole
I think.
then we have the whole journey from 86 to 95, and then finally you get your 95s, and those legacies will become important to have at that point. So that's a lot of months of gaming. Long story short story long. Okay, and here we're back at Ashlyn. The Ent is silent, or is there a faint rumbling voice that you perceive as you approach? It's difficult to say. But you believe this Ent wishes to communicate with you, sleepy and tree-ish as he seems. Into Fangorn. He does not acknowledge you for a moment, but you become gradually aware that he regards you with slow, keen eyes. Strange passers-by. It is clear to your travel-wary eyes, that this is no ordinary tree. This is an Ent. He's strangely silent compared to others that you have seen. His eyes are sleepy, but he holds your own eyes with a searching green depth. You gaze bemused at this quiet creature's eyes, and soon strange thoughts begin to seep into your mind. Could it be a solo? I think it probably is. You have the sensation of recalling a memory that
Max
is not
3.
your own. Max 3. Okay, well that's not too bad. Why don't we do it? Why don't we have nobody alone? So I'm gonna disband the fellowship, and I'll take Sophie and Ninth. And why don't we have a group of 2 and another group of 2?
I'll take Bozel.
And then Zara and Angalan want to go?
Sure.
Great. And we'll do groups of 2 and 3.
The Ent
Travel
Ashley wishes to relay a memory to you, for something troubles his slow, sleepy mind.
That's weird. I click on him after I travel now, and it just says instance travel now.
Yeah, so,
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you...
the hobbits are talking. Maybe we have to wait for them to finish talking.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. They're little creatures. Wouldn't mind finding some fresh water, or a hot meal either, after that ordeal with the orcs. I don't think stopping here will get us any of it.
I
Come,
don't know.
Mary,
They seem
up you
pretty
go.
tall to me.
Only hope my legs obey. I really cannot catch my breath in this place. There we go. If the maps in Rivendell speak true, we may find a river this way, towards the southwest. Splendid! Try not to get us too lost, Master Brandybuck. The air really is unnaturally dim and dense in here. Just look at all those trailing, sagging beards of lichen. But surely, this is not so unwholesome as Bilbo's descriptions of Mirkwood. The sun must peep in sometimes. This place does not feel black or evil. It's just tree-ish. Frightfully so. Then the small creatures were too far out of earshot to observe. Returned to Ashlim to wake from the memory. That's why he wouldn't say anything to us.
We had to experience the memory.
Ashlim's memory goes no further, for the halflings walked out of range of his hearing. The small creatures interested Ashlim, exciting his curiosity, for he had never laid eyes on their like before. And we return.
You know, that sometimes happens in Frogmorton if you eat the wrong mushrooms.
Heard that about Frogmorton. From you. Strange passers-by, and then I'll reform the fellow. You believe you understand what just happened. You are given a memory from deep within the eyes of the Ent, something he saw that he wants to know about. This Ent has grown too sleepy, too tree-ish, to solve the riddle of this memory. Will you help him? Tracking some hobbits. This tree-ish Ent has decided that he's curious about the hobbits he saw. Hobbits whom you know to be Meriadoc Brandybuck and Peregrine Took of the Shire. Ashlim's inquisitive gaze speaks plainly. He wishes to know whither these hobbits have gone, and what fate they've met. Are they safe? You find yourself wondering the same thing.
It's a thing worth wondering.
Find the Entwash and search for some signs of the hobbits' passage.
There are a few things that aren't worth wondering.
And I'll re-invite.
I agree. Quite a lot of people don't. That's a really big horn.
Well, yeah, like just earlier today, I was watching an interesting story about financial structures in the 18th century. And United Kingdom. Although it was just Great Britain at that point, because I don't know if they had incorporated Wales yet. I mean, I know the Treaty of Union was in 1707.
So what was interesting about that?
Oh, there was, specifically I was, watching an awesome story about about the giant bubble. And, it was a giant financial scheme by this guy named John Blunt, who wanted to take a bunch of money from the government, and he did. Basically, it was like a completely manufactured bubble where the government was reeling a bunch of debt, like 9 million pounds, because England had spent most of the 17th century at war, and yeah, so they're like, we got a bunch of debt, and debt that they're still paying off to this day, 3 centuries later. And so they're like, hey, alright, so at the time, and really still, England has a two-party system, the liberal Whigs and the conservative Tories.
Yep.
And there was this guy, gosh, I forget his name now, who was appointed as Chancellor of the which is like Secretary of the Treasury for us. And he's like, how do I solve this debt? So he's like, so in comes Jonathan Blunt, who's like, was originally in charge of this group called the Blunt Hollow Sword Company, which, made a lot of money selling swords.
Hold up. Did everyone get this small footprint?
Yep.
Okay.
So we've come to the banks of the Entwash and we're looking for hobbit footprints in the sand. Okay. Sword manufacturing would be a high margin business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, what, it's a very convoluted scheme, but basically, what they did is since, Parliament wouldn't raise taxes, because, you know, they were deadlocked, and the Bank of England, which is actually fairly new at that point, was controlled by the Whigs, who didn't much like the Tories, so they're like, nope. I don't care what you want to do. We're not doing it just because you're a Tory. So, basically through some shenanigans, they created this company called the South Seas Trading Company. South Seas being like South and Central America. And then they pretty much sold stock. A bunch of people were like, hey, yeah, I want to get on the ground floor of this, especially since the East India Company is so profitable. I can get on the ground floor of this. And basically what happened is, it was, you know, the first, like, real stock market manipulation type things. Because they sold stock.
Yeah. They sold stock in a company that was not as real as they were claiming. It sounds like they were inflating the value of it to investors.
Yeah, because if you know anything about history, all the ports in the South Seas were owned by Spain, who England was at war with.
Right.
So how are they going to trade there? So basically they said, oh, let's just end the war. And they did, but they pissed off some powerful people. And they're like, they got the peace done. But then, because they were the ones pushing for peace, Spain said,
I'm on the West Bank. I'm on the East Bank. I'm on the West Bank. I'm on the East Bank.
in to every port a year. So, yeah. One ship a year? Good luck.
Yep.
The East India Company, by the way, was sending in, like, hundreds of ships to, like, India every month. So, yeah.
So Ninth, have you gotten credit for 12 routes yet, or do we need to kill a few more so that you can advance this? You got 12? Okay, so this is the Watch Your Step quest. You've cleared many of the treacherous tangling routes growing along the Entwash. Also, we found Hobbit footprints, and we're still looking for more of a sign of Merry and Pippin's passing.
Okay.
But so it sounds like that stock inflation scheme was kind of the blueprint for many similar schemes to come in the 19th and 20th centuries.
To make a long story short, he just did a bunch of shenanigans.
Way too late.
Oh.
That's what was waiting for it.
Sorry.
No, it's, what is that from? It's like a movie quote, right? Is it The Clue?
Ooh. Exploring is thirsty work. Not a
Yeah.
bad idea to gather food and water while you can, for the thought of being lost in the woods without such necessities is a gruesome one.
Yep.
Oops, spring water. We need to collect wild turnips and drinking water, apparently. This looks to be a wholesome, fertile sort of place.
What am I supposed to do here?
Collect drinking water.
We discovered the Hail Gap. A mossy set of tall stones runs
We
along the edge of the Entwash River in Fangorn. The rocks green and lovely from the clean water they drink.
Oh, where was that?
These big rocks.
Oh. I thought it was another quest for a second.
No, it's just a discovery point.
I gotcha. Huh. This actually is a nice place here.
Yeah, it really is.
Fangorn.
Yes. Very beautiful world building.
Are we bored or do we need to potty?
I mean, that's a pretty
I
personal
assume
question.
you're talking about the
Need to
puppy.
potty.
Yeah, she's right behind me going.
That sounds bored to me.
Okay. I'm just
I'm
paranoid. Oh, it's a
Hobbit
footprint. They'd know how to dig up turnips.
This footprint points away from the river now, following a low path through the wood, but we're not going that way quite yet. Let's find some...
I haven't had a
we
nice
still need
turnip in a
turnips.
while.
I cannot select these things for whatever reason.
You need to get some turnips for us.
You can't?
On the shopping list.
Hang
Turnips
on,
make me
Ninth.
want hash.
I'm gonna
I just had to
kick
click it in
Galt.
just the right spot.
Oh, okay. You got the quest, you're just not able to... Alright, got it. There go, wild turnips. And here's spring water. Spring water...
The delete key is your friend. Because it will select whatever's closest to you.
Turnip hash. I like the idea.
What's
Yeah,
the
you
turnip
put
taste
turnips
like?
in corned beef hash. Like a turnip. I hate to do that to you, but dude, just go get one and try it.
I
They
might
really have
tried
a
one.
unique flavor.
It's like a slightly more tart potato, kinda.
Uh-uh. That actually sounds kind of
collected.
familiar, so maybe I've tried it before.
Ample water and food. And now we shall continue our journey. Ooh, a
I'm
boat.
still picking a couple up.
Okay.
I like that we're in here at dusk. The orange coming in from the...
Hey
Yeah.
guys,
Whoa!
where's this boat go?
I don't know, where does it go?
Here?
Probably,
It goes
probably
here.
out.
Click first, ask questions later.
I found
That's
it.
our motto, apparently.
Damn
Exactly.
Skippy.
Can you come back from there?
Let's
Yeah,
hope.
it probably just takes you. It probably just takes you out of the
Yep.
forest.
Hi! It goes there.
Where
I don't
is-
know where there
I was
is.
gonna say, where's there?
It's the fisherman's camp.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
And Ninth, have you got all the turnips and spring water that you need?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Angolan, there's a frog up there. Go look it.
I'm petting the frog. Don't lick the frog.
Why would
I'm
I pet
petting.
the frog?
Because they're nice.
No. Why would I lick the frog?
I mean, why not?
Supposed to be
No,
good for
you
your
gotta
health.
lick the frogs in the basement of Moria.
You can taste magenta and see triangles. Smell
Right.
triangles.
I hear them.
I believe that's what's called synesthesia.
Yes.
No, but
That
you
is
really
correct.
can hear a triangle.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds
How
like
do you
this.
hear a triangle?
There's an instrument called
It's
a
a musical
triangle.
instrument.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Come and get it. Ding a ding a ding a ding.
She was being
Yeah.
all tricksy.
I was being mean.
Trixie Zara.
Where? There. You're this way. That's
Hang
a
on.
rock.
Angalan is on the other side of the map, I think.
Did he go lick a
You
frog?
I
That
clicked
would
on the
explain
boat.
that.
There you are.
Do you see where you are relative to us, Angalan, on the minimap?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yay, together again. Okay. Crumbs.
No, a nice crumb topping to our turnips.
You just find some crumbs. Only a hobbit could stop for a nibble upon the discovery of such a strange hill. Surely they climbed this.
And just as surely we're going to as well.
We didn't stop for a nibble, though. We're doing it wrong.
Are we going up the rocky path?
We are going up the rocky path.
Which is amazingly difficult to do.
Hey, look
Just
who's that. Look who it is.
I'm coming. I was just a little behind you. Thanks, boss.
Yeah, they make you jump. Okay, now that we're at the top of it, that's a great view. You can actually, if you look off to the north, slightly northeast, you can see some snowy trees of Weldamore in the distance. Wow, that's quite a vista.
And almost no one comes here, because they just follow the epic now.
You're doing it wrong. All those people. Tracking some hobbits, and here's Gandalf. Well met, easily lost. This would be a surprising meeting, if I had not known that you would appear at this very spot, around this very time. Come, let us speak at some length. Do make yourselves comfortable. I wish to speak with you about Fangorn. I have great faith in your good sense, and I am relying heavily upon it now. I believe your deeds can do much to effect change here in these troubled times. Scattered friends. We do not have much time, but I think you will want to hear my tale. Will you not stay for a spell? Max 3. So, disband again. I'll take Sophie.
I'll take the kid.
I'll take Bosol.
Oh, am I the kid?
Yes.
You
Someone's
are now
gotta
the
keep an eye
jury's
on you.
gone.
So that
We were just
means
saying.
ninth. It's you and me, right?
Yep,
Ah,
Ninth
yes.
and Zara. And let us travel.
Gandalf has found you deep in the Eaves of
We
Fangorn
didn't
after
join
you
up.
followed the trail of 2 lost hobbits. He wishes now to allay your worries for the vulnerable halfling
Thanks, ninth.
and to tell you all that is afoot in Fangorn.
We'll wait for you guys to get in and then do the voiceover.
We're in.
Alright, Gandalf is sort of down the hill to the southwest by the foot of the stairs. Let me share some of my knowledge with you, for I believe that you came to this place tracking 2 old friends. They are friends to me also, and I know what became of them. Believe it or not, this has a great deal to do with you. It just so happens that the hobbits you seek came not long ago to this very hill. I wonder if we'll be able to see what we'll be able to see from the top of this great hill. I don't know, but I can taste the fresh air already. Ah, that's better. Do you feel the wind changing? It's cooler up here. The sunlight will melt back down into the clouds soon. What a pity. Almost like this place with the sun shining upon it. Almost liked the forest. That is good. Whoa! Indeed, how uncommonly kind of you. I almost feel that I do not like you, but let us not be hasty. Very odd indeed. If I had seen you before I heard your voices, I should have trodden on you, mistaking you for little orcs. But I am glad I didn't, for I liked your voices. Nice little voices. They call to mind something I cannot remember. Very odd you are. If you please. Who? Rather, what are you? And where's that dog coming from? Now. I am an Ent. Fangorn is my name. Or Treebeard in some tongues. You may call me Treebeard. Gandalf is back.
I've never realized that his name is Fangorn.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why they
His
call
name
it
is
the
the name of the
Fangorn
forest.
Forest.
Well, clearly,
That's why the
but
movie is a
I didn't realize it was named for him.
Yes.
Yeah, it's his forest.
Yep. Implying he dropped the first acorns or first seeds that created the entire forest in ancient times.
Mm-hmm. And tended it.
Yep. Certainly
Yeah.
so. Back when there were Entwives. The hobbits are safe with Treebeard. But do you see what I see? The Ents have never seen hobbits before. Even the sleeping Ent you passed was interested in them. The Ents are old. Older than me, even. They grow tired, tree-ish sleepy. They care little for the troubles of the world, but war and doom threaten them, as it threatens us all. They know elf, man, dwarf, Ent, and beast from their old songs. But a creature of the Shire is new, and stirs something in their memory. The hobbits will have a great influence on Treebeard, and he on them. But here, the Ents still mostly sleep, speaking only in passing moments. This is where you come in. Talk to them, my friends. Help their eyes see beyond the span of their roots. I am needed elsewhere, but I believe your influence here will be great.
So
I believe you have the power to stir the sleeping shepherds of Fangorn. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, finish, go ahead.
I'm done.
Oh, okay. I'm reading the Silmarillion, and so Aiule, one of the Valar, created the dwarves in secret. And he did that in secret because he didn't want the Iluvatar to know about it and whatever. And then when his wife found out about it, she was upset because she knew that the dwarves were going to be uncaring about the living things on the earth, trees and flowers and whatever. So the Ents were Manways, who's the leader of the Valar, or Iluvatar's response to that. So to protect the living things, kind of, against the dwarves and other things, he created the Ents for her. Something like that.
Cool.
Fascinating. I did not know that bit of lore. Thank you.
Good background. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Gandalf says of that, I think we have told you enough without telling you too much. Let us return to the present. Your hobbit is quite a lore master, if I may say so.
Oh, his wife was Yavanna, right?
Yeah, I think so. I couldn't remember the name.
And
need
your
a
lore
bio
master
break.
has earned the name as well. Now, does that satisfy your curiosity about the fate of the good young hobbits? They are in good hands now, safe as can be. I'm deeply relieved that they came to no harm. As for you all, will you stay here and do what deeds you can? The forest may never be the same, but I believe your actions will change it for the better.
Here's a cloak for your ninth.
It's not gaudy enough for ninth.
Yeah, I think I've already have this one or something similar, but I'll take it anyways.
So I gotta take the potty, the puppy to potty, and Kate is also taking a bio, so why don't we take 2 or 3 minutes for a bio? I'll be right back.
Coffee.
Yep, sounds like a coffee break. Talk to you guys in a minute. Alright, back. Puppy's dealt with.
I'll need to leave like 15 minutes earlier, so.
No problem. Let's break the other fellows and get everybody back formed up.
Oh, my mic was up. We're all set.
Okay, I'm here.
How are you, Nine?
Welcome back.
Doing good, and you?
Where were you last week, man?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was
2
gonna
weeks
say
ago.
last week we weren't meeting. 2 weeks ago the power went out and I just had no way to connect.
Oh. Well,
Bummer.
yeah.
Total bummer.
I hope you got some
This-
good sleep.
Yeah, I did, because this area has gotten like biblical rain the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some crazy rain too. Yeah, a lot. I think you guys got even more than we did up here in Gainesville.
Bronny and I were
We haven't
talking
had-
about it this week. Go ahead.
I was just
We
gonna say
forget
we
it
haven't had
rains
rain
here.
in months. months.
Oh, wow. Well, you're in the desert.
I think the
Yeah,
last
we
time
are.
it rained is probably sometime in March, early March.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're parched, man.
Basically, what we're experiencing is hurricane season stretching out a little.
But it's not hurricane force at all. It's just big rain bands.
Yeah, did you see that we had a serious storm? I mean, okay, perspectives. Fingers here. But it's the wrong time of year for that level of serious of a storm to come through.
Oh, Alberto.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what I'm talking about. I knew it began with an A, but I couldn't remember its name.
Humans have changed the
That's-
climate of the planet, and we're dealing with the consequences.
Hurricane season is stretching itself on both ends.
Yep.
So yeah, Bronny and I were talking about, okay, it's time to start thinking about maybe putting an emergency cabinet together. So, are we ready?
Yep, I think we got everybody here. So curiosity dawns of Gandalf. Oh, one more thing before we part ways, easily lost. You must not forget about the good Ed who sent you on this fanciful wild goose chase. We cannot start a flood without the first raindrop. Be sure to tell your sleepy friend all that you saw. Farewell, good adventurers. Curiosity dawns. The horse, you ask? Ah, yes, another strange meeting in this strange wood. I do not know his tale, but he came to me. I believe he seeks his master, but why his master rode this way I cannot guess. You may ride him. I'm sure he will bear you wherever you need to go. Return to Ashland to tell him of the hobbit's fate. You
All
may use
7
the
of
horse
us.
in your Gandalf for swifter travel.
All right, everybody get on the horse.
Everybody, ready? Everybody at once. That
I'm
is-
driving.
That must be one of the mirrors, yeah. To hold all 7 of us.
And the bog lurker, don't forget.
And Boggy.
Yep.
Yeah. Although Angalan can shrink Boggy down to the size of a Pokeball and put him in his pocket, so there is that.
No, I really can't do that.
No. Oh, you send him away to feed or to meditate
Yeah.
when he's not around?
Yeah.
That's better. Yeah.
I have to admit, for my lore master, I always imagine her pulling this big thing that looks like a giant coconut out of her pocket and it unfolding into a bog lurker.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm a weirdo.
So we are back at Ashland. The Ent does not speak, but its eyes gleam with a sharp green spark as you relay Gandalf's tale. You did not succeed in waking Ashland from his sleepy state. From his keen gaze, you sense that you've appeased his restless curiosity. Done what you could for Ashland, it's now time to seek another sleeping Ent. Okay?
How do you find a tree in the forest?
It's not really difficult, seeing that they're so large.
There are plenty of trees.
Yes, but you have to find one. It's like finding one stalk of hay in a haystack. There's a lot of them about, and that's the problem.
There's an
I
arrow
found
on
one.
your mini-map.
That helps.
Found one. Yeah. Found another one.
He just said one. He didn't say a specific one.
We're basically walking around going, "Excuse me, Mr. Tree, are you awake? Hello?" On every tree.
That's what
Think about
That's
that.
what I think Sophie's doing.
Yes, that is precisely what Sophie would be doing.
Bailos. You've discovered another Ent, this one barely different from a tree. He stands still as stone, but regards you with his deep, slow eyes. This Ent is not dissimilar from Ashland. It is apparent in his eyes that he mulls upon some memory with interest, but has grown too sleepy to do anything but mull.
Breaking that fellow again.
Yep. Bye-bye, Sophie.
Okay.
And I'll take Galton Bossel this time.
Oops, sorry, I already went into it.
Galt disbanded himself, so I'll take Zara and Boso this time.
I'll take ninth. Oh, ninth's already in?
If ninth is in solo, you three can go together.
Yeah, I'm already in, sorry.
Sophie invited me.
Go.
I'm the kin leader now.
Take on Gollin. Yep, you guys better do what she says and follow her everywhere she goes.
Lord help us all.
Oh no.
You have a sensation of recalling a memory that is not your own. And enter. A rustling
there
sound
when you're
indicates the approach of some noisy creatures. I don't know if we just watch again. I think we just watch. Not sure.
No, he has continuation.
It's Leofmar.
And then,
Oh no, someone's coming.
oh, here it is.
Yep, it's Leofmar. Curse the fools! It is their fault. Oh. Oh. He's limping. How I hate this forest. It will be the death of me. A Rohirrim has limped into the woods, speaking bitterly as he walked.
It's talk to Bylos now.
Okay. There he is.
The Ent was apparently concerned about the passage of an injured-looking Rohirrim man. You feel concern for him as well, for you know these folk to be generally good sorts. Surely he will need assistance if he's to survive in this particularly wild forest. Bylos' memory has ended. You must clear your head and return to reality. The Ent looks at you knowingly. It is clear that he's curious about what may have happened to this injured man. The Ent's eyes shine with concern for the strange man who passed through his field of vision. This is strangled rest. You should seek the wounded Rohirrim in Fangorn, for he is likely to be lost, hungry, and hurt. And rich Rohirrim deposit.
Invite me, bro. Thank you.
Alright, everybody's together. It led us into a bog, not the first time.
Oh, it's gotten really dark.
Yeah, we entered at dusk. And, yep, definitely night. Now, I'm not sure if I have any memories of being in here at night.
Not me either.
I brought 2 characters through here, but it was quite long ago. And I found something to the north.
Do we need these bats for anything?
Don't think so.
Target practice?
Found a
No, I was
campsite.
just thinking that ninth isn't getting any tags.
Oh, oh.
No, there's no deed
Make sure
for
to tag this cursed root. Okay.
I'm getting a lot of
Strangle
those.
rest.
I'm getting a lot of them.
Did you tag that
Oh, yeah? Okay.
ninth?
Yeah, I saw him tag it. A great
He's just
strangling
that
root was
good.
beneath the bedroll, and likely attacked the man while he attempted to rest. The injured man was likely frightened away from his makeshift encampment by the menacing tree root that lay in wait here. You should continue your search for clues for the man's whereabouts. Berry bushes?
Click on the empty food stack.
A reliable test. Upon examination of the nearby berry bushes, you suspect the berries may not be edible. This is only one reliable test. There's only one reliable test for this. Also, let's click the empty food sack. This food sack is empty. There's not a crumb in sight. It's clear that the injured man has not had any access to food for quite a while. He may have scrounged for food nearby before abandoning his dangerous little encampment. You should see if there's anything edible looking nearby. So you should have an empty stomach, a reliable test, and nothing but a nuisance. Bats are quite a nuisance in this grove. Their numbers could stand to be thin.
Are the bat droppings edible?
And bat droppings?
Hey, we're gonna do your
What's that?
favorite. We're gonna do your
We're
favorite
cleaning-
thing.
Yeah, we're cleaning up shit, or picking through shit.
Guano.
It's my absolute favorite thing to do in Lotro, and we do it multiple times across this epic journey. This bush has been recently picked, but the berries look suspiciously inedible. We'll continue examining those.
Bat dropping.
Are you
Guano.
serious right now?
Goat droppings, bat droppings.
Bat guano is an important material component in the 3rd level magic user spell Fireball, if you're playing Advanced Dungeons & Dragons.
We're not.
Dadgummit.
That was a joke, right?
It was, I mean, such as passes for a joke when I'm speaking, but yes.
I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons in a long time. I would have been a little surprised, but you know.
No, that's actually true. That's actually, if you look up the old player's handbook, it has weird little bits of shit for material components. Like if you do a snake it's like a small candle and a burlap sack or something. I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah, you need like some rose petals or sand to throw in the faces of the enemy when you cast sleep. All that stuff was kind of assumed by the rules, but some people tracked it and paid close attention to it. Actually, I was not one of those people.
Yeah, I've never played
that
Which
bit
is
of
why I
anyone
stayed
minutia.
at your table.
that tracked somatic
Well, I
components
mean-
or material components.
The sand makes sense because it's, you know, pocket sand.
Now, for some reason, I liked it in the Ultima games, but that's electronic, and you have the computer kind of helping you with the mechanics and keeping you honest, right? Instead of, yeah, I think a GM who demanded you track all that stuff with pencil and paper back in the day, that's somebody to avoid gaming with. I agree with you.
Yeah.
So nothing but a nuisance. We've thinned the dense population of bats in this part of the forest. And we still need to examine berry bushes and bat guano. And I'm just looking for those. Slow dwarf.
No, the way I always thought about it is the rules are there to give structure, but you should be free to ignore them if they provide a hindrance to having fun rather than an aid.
Yes. However, everyone at the table has to agree to which rules are being adhered to and which are not.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
that's a
finished
really
the bats?
important
Because I've
part of
only
it.
got 3.
Somebody was killing the heck out of them. We'll kill more for you. Or you can tag them and we'll... Here, I'm going to tag
Click
them.
the bat droppings. Bats always appear with the bat droppings. They don't like it when you mess with their poo.
I guess not.
See these guys. There,
I'm
I
not
will
sure
target through you.
Where Ninth went relative to me.
There's a bat over there. I did not shoot it.
Over there is not the clearest description of all times.
Now I've shot it through him.
Does anyone still need berry bushes or bat droppings?
I have all talked.
Okay, let's get Ninth some bats.
Yep.
See if we
I'm
can find
targeting
you.
through ninth. So if I kill them, gets them.
Nah, that's not how that works.
Is that correct? Oh, well that's poo.
Not if you kill it before
Okay,
he
then I'll
tags
just
it.
lay off. No,
I
that's
only need
what I
2
mean.
more.
I'm literally targeting
Here's
through
one.
him.
Yeah,
I'm
but
target forwarding through him.
right, but unless he
So
actually
when
attacks it,
he's targeting something.
just because you,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So make sure he hits it.
right, just because you
Yeah, he
target
has
it
to
doesn't
hit
mean you
it
tap
with
it.
a power or skill. Right. Got one.
That's a nice
Okay,
shield.
Cool. And then a reliable test. The berries here are certainly not edible, or else the bats would have eaten them. It's likely the injured man ate food that will only speed his death, not stave it off.
That's bad.
Huh.
I like the ambient noises.
Am I the only being in this party who heard the "don't eat anything you find in the woods" lecture? Or did the Rohirrim just not teach their children well?
I didn't learn about the woods growing up. The first time
Well,
Boz
that's a point, Boz.
was in the woods was basically when he went through the old forest. There's some sparse woods kind of in arid Lewin, I guess, but not a real forest. I think the first time Boz saw a real forest was the old forest. When he was about 15.
And he couldn't see the forest for the trees.
It was very scary for a dwarf, but I mean, you grow up underground, right? An empty stomach. You explained to Bailas that you have examined several berry bushes, and many have been picked over recently,
Oh,
but it's
I
unlikely
still
that these
need one
berries are
berry
edible.
bush. I'm gonna go grab it.
Okay, let's go back with him. We'll kill stuff on the way just for fun.
It makes me
I
think
thought
of
I
the
had
dwarves
everything,
and
but I was wrong.
You know what that means.
Merits.
demerits. Yep.
You can give them to yourself later.
What are the
Self-demerits
chances
are
of
the
that
worst.
happening?
Yes, there it went.
It reminds me of the
Squirrel.
dwarves in Dragon Age who literally don't go above ground unless they're exiled.
Yeah. They actually, did you play Inquisition?
Yeah, it's the best.
We could argue that point, but they in the Descent DLC, I think it was Descent, they take it even further. The upper echelons of dwarven society don't allow sunlight to touch their skin at all, even through underground cave passages.
Yep.
Ninth, yeah, I'm relying on you to find your last berry bush, because you've got the quest marker. So let's follow Ninth.
Just like in Discworld too.
I'm going through the circle. I'm just not seeing them.
Well, we picked him over pretty well, and what's his
Oh, here's
nuts
one.
picked him over pretty well.
If you play Dwarf Fortress,
Reframe.
the dwarves, if they stay in the caves too long, they get cave adapted. And if sunlight hits their skin after that, then they just throw up all over the place.
That's
Ooh.
funny.
Interesting.
And then they get unhappy.
Instant
And the last thing you want
sunlight.
is an unhappy dwarf. Because then they get murdery.
Yeah, nobody wants an unhappy right.
They're not all that happy to begin with.
Right.
You okay over there, Galt?
Yeah, I'm with Ninth.
And have you got
I
your
got
berry
the berries.
bush?
Yeah, I got
Okay,
the bush,
we're
so
going
I'm
back.
going back to the questing.
Ooh.
I'm gonna kick Sophie.
Okay. Because I'm a murder
Um,
machine?
Ninth, will you invite her so that you can get a find the path, and so that you guys can both.
Oh, that makes a ton of sense.
So not all our hunter firepower is killing stuff before you can tap it, because I think that was pretty much the dynamic that was happening with the bats.
Sorry.
Well, they don't have much hit points, much morale. So
No.
So if these berries have been eaten by the injured man,
I
his
made
situation
Sophie
may be
the
more
leader.
dire than what the ant first beheld.
Bad decision.
So if you can mark me with a sun, by target.
Okay. Hang on, let me find you. Okay, I've targeted
target me
you.
and then right-click me. Yep.
Okay.
Under fellowship, there's target marking.
Mm-hmm.
And set mark sun.
Oh, I see.
Is about you can also bind that to a key, if you care to.
No, not really.
So a plea to
And
wake is the
then
next quest. You anxiously implore Bylos to wake up and help you track the lost man, but he stubbornly remains silent. You should do what you can to wake him up, as Gandalf bade you. Try to beg Vilas awake. I begged him. Vilas remained silent and still, with only his eyes alive to give you a bemused stare. Well, now I'm angry. Vilas has dug his roots too deep. You'll have to find and save the injured man alone.
That hobbit anger, wow.
We really should not have licked those frogs, because we've been having shared hallucinations, and now we're just sitting here yelling at a tree.
Yep. It's a wild day in Fangorn.
I feel homey.
It does. This part really probably reminds you of Frogmorton, huh?
I crashed.
Oop.
Full crash or
How rude.
pause? Full crash? Plant crash?
Okay, let's wait.
Yep. We's awaiting.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep, I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can now.
Yep. I asked if you crashed or if you hitched.
Yeah, I answered it, but Dawn said you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, we didn't hear it.
No, I didn't
Oh
hear
yeah,
that.
we couldn't hear you.
We heard everything but that.
Yeah, it was a full crash. Right to the
Okay.
desktop.
Congratulations.
The puppy expresses her condolences as well.
I heard.
I heard that.
Cute little bark.
Somebody's bored. Yeah, I've been calling her Mike Tyson.
That's
And she
a
gets
cool
really
kite.
excited. It gets high pitched.
I love your kite.
And a little lispy.
Oh, thanks.
Did you get
Your
that in the
account
store
is in
or
yours.
in the festival?
Yeah.
Either you logged on somewhere else or someone else is using your account.
That's
Oh,
normal if you
wait a
Whoa.
few.
connect too fast.
Yeah. Yep. Your computer's too darn stable.
I'm
It just
gonna go
crashed
get
the
a cup
desktop.
of coffee. Because now's a good time for it. I will be right back.
See, what Lotro wanted you to do was hard freeze, so that only a hard reboot would get you back in, and then it would have plenty of time to disconnect the old ghosted client from the server and reconnect you. You see how this works now? You pay extra as a VIP for that, by the way.
Or you could buy the scroll of rapid relog.
Yeah, right, for only 795 LP. But it only works for one character once. It's not a cross account or, permanent or anything. Cool kites. So, do you get those from festivals, Ninth?
No, I got him with the Morrowind code I won.
Oh,
Not Morrowind.
Mordor?
Mori.
One of those M words.
Exactly.
The 115 expansion?
Yeah, the Mordor.
Mordor, yeah. Is that doing the many-colored thing? It looks to me like it is. It looks like it's Swan of many colors. Maybe that's...
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's where I got the kites from.
How did you win that? Were you watching a streamer?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was gonna buy the base copy, the $40 one, but this one was the more expensive one.
Heck yeah. Oh, woofer. She wants Kate back in the room now. That's what that wolf is.
So does the puppy have a favorite?
I think I'm probably slightly the favorite, simply because I get a little more interaction, because if Kate is tired or not feeling her best, I'm the one who defaults to walking her or feeding her or those kind of things, so I get a little more of that than she does. But then I go out into the town and do errands and chores more so than Kate does, so Kate gets a lot of time alone with her then. So I don't know. It seems pretty dark even, actually. I think she's a little more obedient to me.
But she spreads the affection around, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, and she's really bonded to Bronny too. Like, go out to the pool and Bronny's in the pool, she'll come Bronny's face, and she behaves for Bronny. Like, she'll do break out of her cage and go potty for Bronny now without any trouble and that kind of thing. So
Nice.
she's still, yeah. The main thing that she needs practice on, aside from just managing her boredom, which is just all at the pup, is just pulling when she sees people in the neighborhood or other animals that she likes, you know, that she's met before. She's just really friendly, enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, so what we have to do is repeatedly walk away and sometimes not have the interaction she wants to have, to, you know, so that she eventually will learn pulling doesn't get you what you want. You know, we kind of, you know, that ends the interaction and we go, you know, we walk away. But she's still, that's not getting through yet, because she'll still turn around on the leash and harness, right, and try to look at the other person or the dog, and I end up dragging her away, so she's learning her disciplines.
Yeah,
Sometimes she does it just right.
tough
Sometimes she'll sit really good and just watch somebody very thoughtfully, you know. But then without
that's
warning,
cool.
she'll break into a, you know, she'll bolt and onto the end of the leash, and like, I'm gonna happily run toward you, and you know, that's not good behavior. So.
But she's getting it. She's getting it.
Yeah. And she's definitely not a one-person dog. Since we walk her in the neighborhood twice a day, there's a lot of other people with dogs and some other people who just walk for fitness, so she sees a lot of the same people every day, and our neighbors have dogs, and you know, so she sees those dogs, and we have a friend who comes over to run her dogs in our yard, and she gets to see those dogs, and she gets a lot of socialization with other mammals that aren't us. Little kids, like she met a 4-year-old and did really good. She went down on her belly and, you know, laid flat on her belly and looked up and waved her tail, and you know, it was very non-threatening and friendly to little kids and so forth.
Are dog parks a thing with you guys? Do you have any near you?
We do. We have a dog park right near us. She gets running time with dogs in our yard, which is pretty spacious. But we'll probably take her to dog parks eventually. I've never had that experience.
My daughter, when I was visiting with my daughter, she goes to the dog park all the time with her dog, and it's just so much fun to watch them being crazy with each other.
Oh yeah, I love it when the other two dogs, Bracken and Briar, our friend Mame, comes over and she lets her dogs run loose, and sometimes she brings a big old named Thor, who's really a calm old male dog who kind of plays uncle to the 3 little girls. The little girl puppies, they're all about the same age, all about. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd never seen dogs interact on their own like that. My parents, when we had a dog, it was just the one dog, and they never went to dog parks or took her to see other dogs or that kind of thing. So she was kind of afraid of other dogs as a response.
And then the dog that we had was dog aggressive, so we couldn't take her to a dog park because she'd eat them all. So.
Prudence, being a Humane Society rescue, was around other puppies all the time, and bigger dogs too, you know, in the Humane Society for a few weeks before she was adopted, right, before she was old enough to be. So she grew up around other dogs and is pretty darn good with them. She really does the role switching when they play really well. Like, she'll roll on her belly and give the other dog a chance to be on top, even if she's clearly the more muscular, kind of more powerful dog. No, not always. You're not coming through. You're mute.
When she plays with dogs that are more aggressive than she is, She makes them back down first. Then she rolls over and plays. That's how she is with Briar. She doesn't let Briar push her around too much.
So she's
we
an
are
alpha.
headed.
I'm not sure. She's more of the middle ground of a structure, to be honest.
She seems to me to have, if we're talking pack structure, she seems to have beta or gamma energy, more of the glue or top support role.
Mm-hmm.
She's not. She's protective of herself, but not super assertive with the other mean dog. And she's definitely not an Omega. She's happy to boss the other dogs. So I don't know yet.
Hey,
The other puppy, Bracken, is a very submissive little. And little. She's taller than Prue. Prue always runs up to Bracken, flops down, and gives her her belly. It's not a dominance thing. She's very much.
It's like she's sensitive to the other dog.
Yeah.
And wants to make them feel
cool,
comfortable.
Actually. Yes.
She's like a hostess.
Yes. That's why I said she's more the middle. I've got him targeted. I can find him now. There he is. Hi, Ninth.
Hello.
Hey, not to burst your bubble or anything, but I think current research has disproved that whole structure of dog and wolf interaction.
Well, neat. I'll have to look at the more current research. I would like a fresh take on that, actually. Thank you for letting me know about that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, the dynamic that Prue has is very much like a hostess, yes.
Yeah, she's a good hostess.
But the funny thing is, she does it at their house, too. Yeah, oh, she's the same way with them wherever they are. Yesterday, she was giving it to Briar. I'm not sure what was going on, but she kept circling Bracken and then nipping Briar. It's kind of weird.
A snow owl named Jareth. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I just got it.
Labyrinth.
He wasn't a snow owl, but that's the closest I got.
Yeah.
I don't think they have.
What kind was it?
I don't think it was a barn. It wasn't a barn owl.
Yeah, it was a pretty common owl. Do we want to kill the horns?
We've killed enough to get to where we are. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a barn owl. This is a snow owl.
Plea to wake. Someone found me. Impossible. I'm cursed. Dying. You all must be my shades of death. Have you come to take me away and turn me into a tortured shade? I'm cursed. Cursed. Let me die here. There's no hope of redemption. A curse for a coward. I'm cursed for my cowardice. You see how the very trees encircle me, judging my wrongs. The trees are hungry. Save yourself, strangers, and let them devour me. My arrows are spent, and soon they will approach again. Save yourself. Save yourselves. Empty quiver. The only thing keeping those trees at bay is the fruit of my bow. I loosed every arrow at them, but my quiver is empty. They press nearer and nearer. I think they will begin to suspect that I am defenseless. Soon they'll be upon me. There's no hope left. Herbs, what are these?
Ooh, medicinal herb.
That happens to everyone.
Oh, we all know about medicinal.
Leofmar will not survive for much longer without an antidote to the poison he ingested while eating the inedible berries. Let's collect the medicinal plants.
I don't have a medicinal plant.
I've been keeping the glaucoma at bay for 30 years.
It's all about the
Yeah,
pain
maybe you should just share some with Leofmar. Share some pipeweed, you know?
You don't have these medicinal herbs to click on, Sophie?
I got him. I found it.
Well, they do say it's greener in Fangorn. It's medicinal herbs. I hope they help.
Who are you, Birch to dying buzz?
A Huorn. We need to kill vicious Fangorn Huorns. Look at that big fella. He does look mean. So we'll definitely try the dog park at some point.
Yeah.
Our daughter's dog is like the most annoying alpha on the face of the planet. He will force play with a dog until it drops of exhaustion.
Can we turn in medicinal herbs? Is everyone done collecting those?
I am.
Yeah.
I need another one.
Yep.
And perhaps another
Excuse me,
one.
sorry.
Gesundheit. Well,
Where'd you
A
go?
sneeze
There
or
you
a
went.
bark?
That was a sneeze. Sorry.
We need more Huorns though, right?
yeah, and not just any Huorns will do, only the vicious ones.
I've got the medicinals.
I heard that about you.
So were we supposed to turn that in, or?
Not yet.
Yeah, why don't we all turn that in with Leofmar? Search for an antidote. You gently feed the herbs to Leofmar, but you do not see any positive effect. His condition is unchanged. Oh, you see, it is the curse. Thank you for your goodness,
Dude.
but you cannot stop my fate.
You've got to stop the negativity.
Free your mind, bro. We're going north to find vicious Fangorn Huorns.
Only the most vicious will do.
Tigus one night.
Hey, we found a vicious one. Thank you.
Squirrel.
Oh, I missed Jared.
Another vicious one.
Hey, vicious ones.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I think we return to Leofmar.
I need like 2 minutes. I'm on follow.
Okay. We will leave your place.
Did everyone get all the Huorns they needed?
I believe so. Oh, nope, I need one more. I need a 9. I have 9.
Zara must have one-shotted one. That happens sometimes when you're a hunter.
Oh dear.
Yep.
I wouldn't know anything about it.
Didn't mean to.
Really?
That means you're awesome. Means you're doing it right.
Another vicious one.
Save it while it lasts, because there's gonna be changing up that barrage.
I'm mostly giving it a
There's a
cooldown.
vicious.
Okay, I got it.
Here's one.
Now I need to find you. I got it.
Oh, you got. Okay, good.
Yep. I just wandered and
Okay.
tabbed until I found one that said vicious. It's amazing how well that works sometimes.
Yeah.
But now I can't find it there. Be fear.
We will wait for Bosel to return.
Wow, dude. This guy is like Mr. Negativity Man.
Mr. Negativity Man?
Mm-hmm.
He is kind of. You'd take a trade, Knight?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'm back.
Thank you.
Sure. Welcome back. And a curse for a coward. It was good of you to help, adventurers, but they will be back. A curse does not throw up its hands and abandon its purpose because of a minor setback. Death will take me, and I will be a tortured shade, haunted by my crimes. It is hopeless.
Dear frogs and little fishes.
Empty quiver. My arrows. Thank you, but you should not have done this. It is more than a cursed man deserves. These arrows will only postpone my death by a short while.
Leaf here.
Near death. What did Sophie say to him? Let's see. Leaf here, you need to clean your aura here. It's minty.
Then I gave him a bite to eat and something to drink.
Leofmar says no more. The poisonous berries seem to be taking their toll on the poor man. You've tried everything you can think of, but there's not to do but stay with this poor man while he dies. But your train of thought is interrupted by a sudden noise behind you.
What could it be?
It is Bylus. The Ent has roused himself, and is here at the dying man's side after all, and just in time. For in the long twig-like fingers of his hand is a small sprig of fresh-picked kingsfoil. This herb would save Leofmar's life. You cannot help but marvel at the Ent's kindly curiosity toward the once doomed Rohirrim man.
Which is weird because we're all carrying, what, dozens and dozens of bottles of Atlas?
Atlas essence.
Yeah, I know, for real.
2 hunters
good
in the party
stuff.
with poison removal.
Well, those are
Don't
all.
talk about
yeah,
this
you could
thing.
just like say, well, you know, those are not the right skill. But when the Ent is like, hey, I brought some Atlas, that'll fix him, and we
Yeah,
literally have
I
Atlas
know,
on us.
Yeah.
I know.
What is this herb? I feel better already with just the gentle scent wafting from its leaves. What is that tree behind you? Is it a... It has eyes. Why does it regard me so?
Because you haven't licked the right frog.
You give Bylus a heartfelt verbal thanks. This miraculous gesture of kindness that saved a man's life. Bylus says nothing and appears to be more asleep than ever. You were so sure you had done Gandalf's bidding and awakened an Ent, but Bylus does not seem to have found any further reason to be awake now that he's saved the day.
That was pretty awake. He did stuff.
Bylus sleeps again already. Pain of regret. I would tell you my tale of woe. But I promise that you wish to undo all the kindness you have done for me when you hear of my cowardice. Let me tell you first, I am no soldier. I have never been a brave man. My duties in my home called me to take the city watch for a night. And I did that duty at least, but I'm ashamed to speak of what came after.
Solo.
I will tell you all. You'll regret ever helping me. I know it. And you guys need to break your fellow, Sophie.
Yep, I'm working on it.
With him since his
I'm not
arrival
used to
in
being the
Fangorn,
chick in charge here.
one that has led
It's
him
somebody
to
else's
believe
job.
that he is cursed. He is ready
Disband.
to reveal to you the story behind his regret.
I think I disbanded it after he left. But it's disbanded. This is why you shouldn't leave.
So we find ourselves in a tower with Leofmar. Leofmar describes a watchtower in the settlement of Garsfeld, in the Sootcross, and his reluctant post. Watchtower duty is generally a slow business without much incident, but on this day the unimaginable happens. No. Something terrible stirs in the fields below. How? So many! What could we ever do against...
Blow your horn. Leaf
What
here,
now?
won't you blow?
Help!
Leaf here, won't you blow? Where's Leaf here?
To your right.
He's
and
behind the
by-
haystack.
Yeah, hiding behind the haystack. Leofmar cowers against the side of a building, while the town flies into a panic at the prospect of battle. His eyes are wild with the madness of a sudden fear. You look upon a man ready to flee. I am no soldier.
I'm supposed to stay with him, right?
Yeah, let's run with him, I think.
Oh, he waits for you if you don't. Leafmar has escaped.
Certain battle, and pauses outside the side of Garsfeld's northwest gate. Leofmar's finished the tale of how he was afraid when the armies of orcs began to march across the field. How he sounded his horn to alert Garsfeld and fled in fear, wielding a sword against so many cruel foes. Leofmar's tale is ended, but to you it's not a curse-worthy one. He is only a green young man with a farmer's blood in his veins, not a soldier's. He curses himself for running, but there's nothing evil laid upon him but his own regret.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, he's got to get rid of that negativity.
Mr. Negativity Man.
Mr. Negative Man.
I rode my horse to the edge of the wood. No, not let him follow me inside. I came here to hide and to die. My poor steed should not meet the fate of a coward.
I bet
It
that's the
appears.
horse.
Clearly relieved to be reunited with his master. Yes, that's the horse that Gandalf spoke of, that carried all 7 of us. My steed! I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that you found him. I had not... He was near the foolish beast. You tell Leofmar of the small boating camp on the edge of Fangorn, where he will likely be welcome to this bow and arrows. I will go there now, friends. Thank you. I am blessed, not cursed, to have so many good folk and creatures looking after me. I will not be afraid any more.
That might work.
Leofmar will be all right. It would be wise for you to continue your search for...
For what? For what?
Sleeping ants.
I'm going to reform group. Ninth, will you invite Soph? Wisewood, but first, an orc. Another Ent sleeps here, surrounded by smoke, fires, and grief. What harries this poor creature's home?
Nothing good.
The Ent is perfectly still, says biting and burning, but its eyes are open. You could swear that this one has an angry red gleam in his greenish eyes, or perhaps a flare of panic. It's hard to tell when his outward behavior is so still. You smell smoke and see the orange glow of fire. It's not hard to guess why this Ent may be angry. Quests. Orcs in Fangorn 1. Wisewood wants revenge upon the orcs who attacked his grove. As a orc slayer of many lands, Asafoetida, how can you refuse such a deed? Wisewood's in sleep. And he is too slow and sleepy to assist you, but you can do him a kindness as Gandalf wished. And the forest burns. In the red flicker of Wisewood's eyes you see rage and grief at the burning of several members of his grove. Orcs start fires, but they do not put them out. Sure that all of the orc fires have been adequately snuffed out, lest they endanger the remainder of Wisewood's grove. Things.
You put on this Son of Leadership.
The son of leadership.
Do you need me to mark boughs? Yes, you do. Who's this? Sun. There's the sun.
Awesome. That's what I like to see. So we need White Hand Warriors. These are all marauders. There's the warriors.
They're orcs. They're dying.
They are, but we need to, in order to advance the quest, we need to go out on the edge of the camp.
There's some orc fires over here.
I found the fires.
And a warrior.
A little dancey too to put him out.
Oh my god, that's We defeated all the warriors.
You
Unlike
defeated many
in
orcs
the
in
movie.
Fangorn to avenge the burned and felled trees of the grove. And we need to put out more fires. Stamp it out.
It's funny they made a little custom dance for that.
Smokey
Wonder if
the
they had-
would be so pleased.
You would be.
Only you can stamp out forest fires.
I've
I
got 6
think-
of 8.
Yeah, I think we need to go back.
I must have missed one because I've only got 5 of 8.
Yeah, me too. I'm at 5.
Yep, me 3. We're going there.
Who's a bored puppy is more like it.
Here, there's more fires down here away from the orcs.
Yep.
That's at 6 for me.
Likewise. Thank you for not doing war steeds in this place, but
You kidding me? There's 7.
Here's 8.
yeehaw.
Okay, last fire for me. Forest burns. You're unable to save Wisewood's burned trees, but you were kind enough to stop the spread of the orc fires. Wisewood will be grateful for your goodness on his behalf.
Or so you'd like to think.
Did you already complete Orcs in Fangor?
We did. If you need more, we were going to go get more. Didn't
No, I
Fangorn
didn't
one?
need more. I just didn't finish it.
Yeah, you can turn it in. Why?
Hacking, breaking, chopping, burning.
Not for long. Huron makes no move to attack you, but regards you with interest. It's likely that you and it have the same goals for now. This Huron bristles with eagerness as you approach. You did not notice it at first, but it's been watching as you stamped out orc fires and slew the orcs who began the burning of the fort. It wishes to join you as you continue punishing the orcs.
Can we name him George?
Sure.
Oh no, do we each get a...
Oh, good lord.
Oh, wow.
The Ents go to war, or the Hjorns go to war.
Wow, this is going to be awesome. Okay, so let's see what I can see. I see a felled tree. So try to see
There's
where
also-
Boz is.
There's also rings on the orc's head.
Yep, there are, but with all these Hurons following us, you're going to need to follow my lead or things will get very confusing.
I'm going to have to be on follow to you, Reth. I can't see anything. George is in the way.
So try to click on
A
the
bunch of
felled
Georges.
tree.
Okay. Felled friends.
Morning felled friends. The stumps of felled trees can be found standing sadly all around the White Hand encampment. Huron wishes to grieve for his fallen friends.
Oh. That's sad. Oh, I accidentally clicked on Boz. I'm on follow to Boz now.
Okay, good. Now there's felled trees. And then the orcs are gonna have probably orcs of Fangorn too. Kill some more orcs. The Huron wants nothing more than to crush strong packs of orcs that are happening in Fangorn.
Yep, it just popped.
And then I think we gotta burn the tents. No rest for enemies. Yeah.
And make sure you click the felled tree stump and get too into the killing.
Ah, crap. I see the stream froze. That's because the window, I accidentally resized the window and that breaks the capture. And the only way to fix it is to exit the game, so it's just going to be frozen for a little bit.
This is not.
This is insane.
This is
You
nuts.
defeated many orcs in a tough little encampment at the edge of Fangorn's Eaves. So that's one. And then let's burn some tents. The message should be sent to the orcs. Burn 7 tents. They are not welcome in Fangorn. The tents or the orcs? I'm confused.
Yes.
Both.
So yeah, graphically insane. Try to burn all the tents. Nothing is selfish here.
That's a good thing.
And Sophie, I'm trying to find you.
I'm burning tents and mourning trees when I find them. So far we've mourned Mr. Stumpy, Mr. Bark, Mr. Seeds, and Mr. Leaves.
Let's have a moment of silence for those good Hurons.
do that temporarily.
That's tense. I need
If
stone.
you haven't finished Orc Slayer by the end of this, you're doing it wrong.
Yes, yes, Ra. I'm busy. Can't find the last stump to mourn.
It's over here, guys. I found it. It's over here. Now 9th is by it.
Actually, I got
still
that
need
one.
one more.
Yeah, me too.
Boz is standing near one. I'm not sure if it's the right one or not.
I understand
You can
that.
come to me.
If I can find you.
And I'm by one too.
Need to get out of the middle of the camp, so
Yeah, I'm
head
trying to do
head
just
north,
that.
northwest.
Got it.
Okay, I've only got 3.
Okay. Zara. I'm standing by one. I don't know where you are.
She's right over
That's
next
funny,
to the
'cause
Gorn.
neither do I.
I don't think they're respawning so fast, and you can't turn it in until your horn gets out of combat.
Alright, so come over here, Zara. This one of the ones you need?
Is not.
Alright, look. You may have to look on your quest map for 2 little rings in the area near the campfire where we are. I can lead you to places blindly, but it would be better if you...
For those who are finished, if you can turn it in, then it'll clear
I
up
did
the,
to get rid of my
graphics.
tree.
Yep.
Me too.
Survivor grieves for his fallen friends, as will Wisewood, the sleeping tree herd of this part of the forest.
Poor tree. I hardly know it.
So with less trees around,
It might be easier for other people to see what they need.
Zara, can you... Alright. I need everybody to form up on me.
Okay. Where's Boz? I
I'm
think I
first.
see you.
Alright. Is this one of the stumps?
Okay.
Zara.
The world map will tell you.
I'm pretty sure that's one I've already gotten. Now I'm getting a flag. Is that probably one to go to?
No, the flag isn't.
No, that's
No.
just the camp.
It wouldn't be on your mini map. It would be on the big map.
It'd be on the big map. You know when you press
Okay,
M.
I think I see one under me. All right, hold on. Oh, I see one. Finally popped a ring for me. There it is, I've got the fifth one. Got it, thank you.
Cool, so if you turn those in, the
Huorn.
The dude.
Huron is pleased to have assisted you in your revenge upon the vicious orcs who invade Fangorn. You release the Huron, and it is a happier tree than it was before your chance encounter. So, you should have a friend in Fangorn now. Alright, let's fight our way through this camp of orcs. There will not be a shortage of allies for everybody. There won't be 85s, but there will be grindable allies after this camp. Because I'm in overflow. And if I'm in overflow, I know other people are.
I'm at 39.
Not yet, but I'm darn close.
7%.
I had just cleared out my bags last week. Old man.
I think
The
it's
85
Saruman.
mobs in the 85 mobs in the Erebor Road to Erebor dungeons drop Westum net stuff, so I have some of that in my inventory. An old man.
I think it's Saruman.
Well met. It is always good to see a friendly face in the wild places of the world. It is good to see you again. How goes your quest in Fangorn? You are a long way from home, my old friend. Tell me, why do you waste your time on mindless orcs in some ragged old forest when there are more pressing issues at hand?
Because Gandalf said so.
Your heroic efforts are needed elsewhere in Rohan. Do you not agree, my old friend? Think of the elderly Theoden king, surrounded by disloyal men. Surely you must wish to help.
Don't. He's trying to
All
ensnare
that
us.
this man says seems reasonable and just. Such wisdom cannot be naysayed. Yes, these orcs are not the real threat to Rohan. The king's nephew. Oops, stop. Somebody clicked through.
I'm sorry.
I
That might
clicked
have
through.
We each have
One
to do
day-
it one by one.
Demerits.
Yeah. One day we will learn not to do that.
Demerits.
And I don't know how long we will wait for him to respawn.
It could probably work if we all clicked at the same time, like we have done in the past.
Yep, probably.
You don't want rid of Mark loot chest, do you?
I have 3 and counting, which is more keys than I want.
Oh,
Alright,
he's
nobody
back.
click on him. Wait till boss does the countdown.
Yes, these orcs are not the real threat to Rohan. The king's nephew, Eomer, wishes to harm the king. You and I are old friends, are we not? You should trust me, and go help the king free himself from his nephew's influence. Leave this forest at once. There's nothing for you here. Something does not seem right. This sounds like wisdom. Your logic struggles against your heart, for the man's words seem wrong.
Maybe we all say no to him at the same time.
3. So click on him with left click, and then hover over the emote button. And 3, 2, 1, click. They say the old man, who's likely Saruman, posing as Gandalf. The spell is broken. Lots of mm-ms. And now, right-click him and it'll bring the quest text up, and he says the old man's voice has grown cold and hard. You defy me. You are fool. Would have left this forest alive, but now you will die. Of this you may be assured. And 3, 2, 1, click continue now.
Oh, I didn't. It was too fast of a countdown.
Yeah.
Oh, but I think I have it. Okay, it's good. I got it.
Yeah, I got...
Cool, so it should say, talk to Wisewood. Kindly advice. Looks like we all have it. Did Sophie and...
Yeah, when Reth
9
completed it,
do it? Okay, good.
it worked for me. Basically, I think he summoned the guy and I helped shoot it, so it worked. I'm done. I don't know what happened. I shot things and things happened.
Here we are with Wisewood.
That's generally how it works.
Right.
The Ent spoke. At least you think it spoke. Regardless, a sound was made, possibly one to indicate approval of your actions on his behalf. This is a good sign, but also a frustrating one. The Ents are slow to wake. It seems that it will take a lifetime of a mortal man to rouse them as Gandalf wished.
Huh.
Onward toward Fangorn. The Ent sleeps once more. You've done all that you could at the White Hand encampment. It's time to press further into the forest to assist more Ents. You should try heading into the northern part of the forest and see what can be seen there.
Man, they should have a sell it somewhere in here after that.
They really
Who
should.
needs allies?
Well, it's break
So,
time.
yeah,
Should
we can trade allies and things.
should
But
we
yeah,
port
it's,
somewhere?
it's also break time.
could do that.
Yeah, we can make our way back in here pretty quickly. Why don't we port to Eoworth or to your favorite
Milestone?
hub of choice? Yeah, to hub of
I'm
choice.
gonna go bring us to Stongard, Reth.
Return to Galtrev would be much more welcome than Stongard.
Okay, then I'll go to Galtrev.
So yeah, when I
Don't
port
matter,
back,
'cause
you
you're not
can
in-
port back to the horse in the middle of nowhere. We'll
Oh,
take
I
a
have a
15-minute break.
milestone at Aworth, so I just went there.
Yeah, I do too. Oh, well, I didn't think there was a cell at Eoworth. That's just a stable in the middle of nowhere, isn't it?
No, that's
Aid is welcome,
I
friend.
think
in
you
West
are.
Vale. A wish is
Oh.
was that city.
Oh, right. Well, I went to Galt. Hello, cranky buy it person.
Does anyone need allies?
I think everyone
do.
needs 85s.
I don't. I'll take 85
There's no 85s.
allies, I guess, but
Okay, then. No.
I doubt there's 85s in this content.
no, this is all 82, 83.
Welcome, my friend.
Yeah.
But it's not strictly necessary to have 85s.
The Dunlendings rally to the banner of the White Hand.
nice cup of coffee out of it.
Yeah.
You all set, boss?
Yeah, I'm good for now, thank you.
And Colin, do you need any?
Not 85.
Ninth?
No, I'm good.
Well, I sent him anyway. You can trash him.
Almost everything I
Do
had
not
was
assume to
captain or
mislead
warden.
me. Oh, wow.
I got a shit ton of Bjorning.
You could
I
send him to
always
Honey
do.
Paw.
Send him to Honeypot.
Boys.
Bjorning and minstrels coming out the ears.
Good man. Honeypot will use them.
I don't
10
think
years.
you will.
You don't think he will? That's better money on that.
Okay, what's our return time?
Let's see, it's 11, so let's make it 11:25. Give everybody a few minutes away.
Alright, I need to restart my client, so I'll be back.
No
in-
problem.
Alright, I need to restart the stream here, because I need to stop OBS in order to get the capture back, so I'll be right back.